You're watching the VetTunes podcast, the show that shines a spotlight on military and veteran artists. Stand by for transmission. All right, transmission indeed. We are transmitting to you from the Jump CP here at Harmony Hill, and that just means the home office for the folks that aren't here in person to do our podcast. But today we have a gentleman by the name of Nick Comella, and I saw him on social media, and he said that he is going to be drumming for 24 hours straight and raising funds for the Wounded Warrior Project. And this is going to happen on November 11th, I believe. All right. So he's currently active duty and he's in the Navy in San Diego. Nick, welcome to the VetTunes podcast. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks, man. Yeah. So I'm active duty in the Navy, stationed out in San Diego right now. I'm attached to the USS Kansas City. I'm a mineman. Basically, locating and getting rid of mines and mined waters is my job currently. I've been playing the drums for 17, 18 years since sixth grade. I'm 30 now, so it's been a while.
So a minesman, like an MOS that you get straight out of a school, or like when you came into the Navy, was that the MOS that you drew, or is that, how did you come about that MOS?
Yeah. So originally I was trying to go special warfare EOD, and I did the training. So before you go to boot camp or anything, they put you in this program, and it's basically to make sure you're even physically fit enough to get through boot camp. And it's the same pre-boot camp training for EOD divers, SEALs, search and rescue swimmers and stuff. So I did that, and that's kind of where they approve your contract for that stuff. And then somewhere down the line of that, I got contracted. They looked at my paperwork, noticed that I had 2 prior convictions on my record that were waived to get into the military, and that disqualified me. So I had to pick a backup rate. So in the Navy, they're called rates. You guys have MOSs. So my backup rates that I chose, the first one was gunner's mate. My grandfather was a gunner's mate back in Korea on the USS Wisconsin. It's out in Norfolk right now. It's a museum. Pretty cool battleship.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah, so that was my first rate that I chose. And then they told me they're not shipping out till April. And it was May at the time. So I was like, oh, that's too far away. Like, I'm ready to go now. What's next? And they said you can go torpedoes mate, being on a sub, being a munitions person on a sub, or you can go mineman, which I had to Google it because it's one of the smallest rates in the Navy. There's probably about just shy of 1,000 of us. And I knew I didn't want to go on a sub, so that was kind of a no-brainer. Like, if I pick mineman, I leave in 2 weeks or whatever it was at the time. So I picked that, and I don't regret it at all. I've met some of the coolest people. I've seen a lot of cool stuff. And I don't know, man. It's really interesting stuff to me.
How much sea duty time have you had?
So this is my first sea command. My first command, I was in Guam at a munitions command, and we built a bunch of mines. We did testing on mines as well. And then, yeah, this is my first sea duty. So I've been here in San Diego for 2 years, like 2 years last month.
So when you're on the ship and you're out doing maneuvers or deployment or whatever, I mean, what's a day in the life of a minesman?
Yeah, so very early mornings and very late nights is what I've witnessed. So right now they're doing testing with unmanned vehicles to search for mines and take care of that kind of stuff. And they're launched off the back of an LCS, a littoral combat ship. So it's a smaller, if you've ever seen the weird looking trimaran ships, that's what they are. So the back opens up, boats launch out. So yeah, it's really like, hey guys, we're going to muster about 0700. And if this goes well, we'll be done by dinner. If not, we'll be here for breakfast tomorrow as well. And I've seen it go both ways. I've seen it get wrapped up by dinner, and I've seen it go till 3, 4 in the morning. So it just depends on how everything decides to work, with technology being the way that it is, and you can never predict how things are going to act or behave. You can't
Sure.
really, can't really put a time frame on it.
So your first duty station was out in Guam. How was that?
I'm not an island person. I found that out. I found that out pretty quick. A lot of people love it. A lot of people, like my father-in-law, he retired out there. He's prior Navy. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's different than being in Hawaii. Like being part of, I don't want to say the actual United States, but like an actual state where you have all the stuff that we have in the mainland, whereas Guam is way farther away, so it's harder to get that kind of stuff. So a lot of the products and stuff there come from East Asia, Japan, the Philippines. That's another big one. But I mean, it's beautiful. My house was right on the beach, and it was actually a stone's throw away from a Japanese bunker from World War II. And I think my father-in-law showed me it was a picture, and where my house was actually one of the main landing sites for the Marines in World War II. So it's full of World War II history. And
For sure.
I'm a huge World War II guy, and there's so much of that there, and I loved every minute of it. And you could go out. I was on the beach and I found, shell casings in the sand, and you don't have to dig that far. But yeah, dude, Guam is cool if you're looking for that laid back, slowed down,
Island time. Full time.
Island time. But for me, I like the fast pace, get going, kind of deal. And it's just it was too far away for me at the time, like with 2 kids and a wife, and having them have to deal with whether it's a death in the family or something else. Like it's hard, it's difficult to get there. And it's expensive. So, but it was fun, and it was a huge boost in my career, and I learned a lot of stuff, and I met a lot of cool people, and I got to go to a few countries while I was out there. I went to Japan. That was really cool. I went to Australia. That was incredible. I love Australia. There's pros and there's cons, but for me, I wasn't a big fan.
Yeah, I was stationed out in Hawaii, just up the street from Pearl Harbor out at Camp Smith. And for me, I kind of feel the same way. I don't know if I'm really an island person. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful, a whole lot more amenities than they have out in Guam. Yeah, I think after 3 years, I was ready to get back to the mainland.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I enjoyed the culture out there. It's a really unique culture, the Chamorro culture. Like they have a lot of history themselves, and
yeah, very proud people.
Yeah.
So did you have, I mean, you're a drummer. Did you have a kit with you?
I did not. So before I left, I sold my acoustic kit because I didn't want it sitting in storage for, I think they said 3 months is the quickest it would get there. And I didn't want it sitting in the humidity and getting destroyed or rotting away and warping. I, out of my better judgment, sold it before I went out there. And then when I got out there, I used that money and I bought an electric guitar. I don't have it. I gave it to my brother for his birthday a couple years ago because it was a really cool looking guitar, but it was one of those ones you see on the wall and you're like, I'm gonna buy that because it looks so cool. So I bought that, taught myself, a lot of YouTube stuff, playing along to songs, and then I kind of figured like, oh, maybe I'll just go this direction now. I'll stop playing the drums. No need to do that. And then I met one of the bartenders out there, and he said he's got a bunch of friends that have a band, and they needed a drummer one night to they played a bunch of cover songs at a bar. So I played a few songs with them, and I knew like, okay, I'm not done. And at that point, it was like 2.5 years after not playing the drums, and I was like, dude, this is like riding a bike. Like it's like I never, no pun intended, I didn't skip a beat hopping back into it. But then when I got stationed here, man, I knew I wanted to keep making music, and I knew I wanted to do something for myself. Bought the electric kit, being in military housing and all. I don't want to make my neighbors angry.
Sure.
Yeah, electric kit, and then just kept buying guitars. So now I got 6 guitars. I got a Taylor. I saw your shirt. I got my acoustics at Taylor.
If you get a chance, since you're out in San Diego, go to the Taylor factory. It's out in El Cajon.
I didn't know that was here.
Yeah. I believe their address is 1980 Gillespie Way. I don't know why I know that for some reason, but man, those folks are just fantastic, and they're They're super military friendly, just great people. I've gone out there a couple times, done the tour. I was at the Wounded Warrior Regiment, and we were out there in SoCal, and I was able to coordinate a private tour for some Wounded Warriors, and we went through there, and they kind of showed them the whole thing. But just, I mean, just great people. I really appreciate them. They've been very good to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so anytime I can wear the shirt or play the guitar out in public or whatever, I love to tell my little Taylor stories.
When I was a kid, this is where my obsession for I think this is where my obsession for guitars came from. So I was growing up, and I think I was homesick for something, and I was in like 4th or 5th grade, and my dad had a friend that was in town who was friends with, he still is, he's friends with Ricky Medlock from Leonard Skinner, and he had told him, "Hey, I have a tour set up for you and your buddy at the Gibson Custom Shop in Nashville." So I was home. So me, my mom, my dad, and his friend went to the custom shop, the actual Gibson Custom Shop in Nashville, and we did this whole behind the scenes tour. And I remember walking in, and there was a rack of double neck SGs. And they were like, "Yeah, so these are waiting to get shipped off to get signed by Jimmy Page." And I was like, I don't know who Jimmy Page is, but that's a pretty cool guitar. And what I didn't know, and I don't know if they still have it there, but it was like a huge, they have their factory side, but they also had like a storage side for musicians, like whether they were testing guitars out or they wanted to hold stuff there. Like they had a couple of Elvis's personal acoustic guitars there and a Johnny
Wow.
Cash guitar there as well. And then what did it for me was this other rack of, I don't know which variant it was, but it was one of Slash's Les Pauls. And I was already a Guns N' Roses fan growing up. My mom bought me Appetite for Destruction for Christmas or something one year, and then I was hooked like immediately. And then, Guitar Hero at the time. But that's where my obsession for guitars came, and especially Gibsons and Les Pauls. So I had 4 Les Pauls. I'm down to 2 now. I had to cut the obsession down a little bit and save some money, but yeah, I'm a huge Les Paul guy.
I saw on your Instagram account you've done a couple of Zeppelin Bonham drum covers. So have you since figured out who Jimmy Page and all them are?
Yeah. So my mom got me Appetite for Destruction, and later down the line got my brother, I want to say it was like the Mothership Greatest Hits. So he was the Zeppelin guy, more, classic rock, and I was Metallica, Guns N' Roses, that guy, and we would always argue about who was better. But I think now we're on that same page of like, dude, Zeppelin's always going to be the top dog here, and Metallica is always going to be the top dog here, and Guns N' Roses is right there in the middle. But yeah, huge Zeppelin, huge Bonham fan. I got a Bonham tattoo. Yeah, I have all those Avenged Sevenfold songs on there as well. So I have their original drummer tattooed on my chest. He passed away, but I guess I made my body a canvas for dead musicians down the line. I don't know. I still need to get Keith Moon and Neil Peart and whoever else, but
so you're just wearing the inspiration. It's always
all my inspirations, man.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah. So speaking of inspiration, who are your influences? And let's talk drums first.
So drum wise, I think my first thing was when I was learning the drums was I just had the old iPod and headphones, and I didn't know what else. I couldn't read sheet music at the time, so it was more of a matter of I need to figure out how to play the drums. So I played along to, which is what I'm planning on doing Veterans Day, but I was just playing along to all the Appetite for Destruction songs, like everything. Like I could play this by heart with it turned off, so I started playing that. I would say Steven Adler, their original drummer, and then Matt Sorum eventually came in and took the spot. So those were the first 2, and then John Bonham, of course. Yeah, Lars, Joey Jordison from Slipknot, the Rev from Sevenfold, Danny Carey, that was another one, and then of course Neil Peart and all those guys. I could go on. I got like almost, because my taste of music is so, from where it started, it's just so much bigger now, and like I wish I listened to my dad early on. Like he was a jazz musician. growing up with jazz in my house and saxophones playing. I wish I listened to him more about like, dude, you should check out this guy or this group. This drummer's awesome. Like I knew of Buddy Rich, I knew of Gene Krupa and all them, but I never like listened to them until now. And I wish I did, and I wish I had more of a jazz ability on the drums than I do right now. I need that swing.
No, I think the biggest thing for drummers, at least when they get going, man, you got to learn the pocket. You know, you got to just hang out in the pocket. I think one of the tastiest drummers is Dr. Steve Gadd.
You know, yeah. So he was another one. I used to only exclusively play Steve Gadd's Vic Firth drumsticks.
I love those. I thought they had such a great weight to them, but they
were perfect.
I would just go through them like matchsticks. I think I was hitting a little too hard.
His and Dave Weckles.
I love the Dave Weckles.
The Dave Weckles sticks were awesome, man. Those were underrated. But yeah, the Steve Gadds, I might grab me a pair for those for the stream.
Yeah.
But
yeah. No, actually, those were my two favorite signature sticks. The Weckles sticks for me just had a really great weight to them, and they seemed like maybe like a little bit longer or something. And then the Gadd sticks, I really like those as well. But
yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what is going to happen in just a few weeks or a few days, and with the Drumathon. Let's talk through that. Just tell me about it. How did it come up? What was the inspiration?
So with a few of my junior sailors at work, there's not a lot they can do with command collaterals. So one of the only things they can do to make themselves look better on evals and paperwork and stuff is do volunteer stuff. And one of the questions one of them had was, can we do fundraisers for stuff for, different programs? And I was like, I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't see why not. I know you can do volunteer events. And I think that's where it started, because I was looking for something we could collectively do as a division. And then everyone kind of stopped talking about it, but it just stayed on my mind like, okay, we should do something. And then no one could agree on anything. And then eventually it got forgotten. So fast forward a couple weeks after that, I was talking to one of my buddies. He's out of the Navy now, but I talk to him every day. But he was talking to me about Veterans Day and coming out, and I was like, dude, we should do something for Veterans Day. We should set something up. We should do a fundraiser for somebody, some program, and give back for, the ones that paved the way for us. And he's like, well, why don't you play the drums or something, or like we could live stream video games? And I was like, yeah, I'm better at the drums than I am at video games, so why don't we just do that? The 24 hours thing, that came way later. I was like, I don't know where it came from, but just one of those random thoughts, like driving to work, like, yeah, I could probably do that. I should just do that, because that would show them how much I appreciate what they did. And then I told him, I'm like, yeah, dude, we should do 24 hours. And he was like, yep, okay, we're doing that now. There's no turning back. And then the second I put out that video saying, hey, man, I'm going to do this on Veterans Day, and I uploaded it, and it got like 1,000 views in minutes. And I was like, well, there's no turning back now. Now I have to play for 24 hours. And then, and then I figured out like really quickly, like, oh man, I need to get in better physical shape, cardio wise. So yeah, man, I've just been running a lot. I've been running miles and miles and miles every day to try to prepare. And my parents keep asking me, how are you going to do that? I don't know. I have no idea. We're going to do it until we can't. I can tell you that. It's just definitely happening. Just
sheer fortitude.
Yep. So you can guarantee on Veterans Day I will be playing. And if it's not for 24 hours, it will be damn close, because I don't intend on stop. I have finger wrap for golf that I'm going to have set aside for my fingers, because I already know those are going to go.
Yeah.
One of the guys on my team is going to be making me food. He's a prior chef, so he's going to be keeping my body fed. And then, yeah, man, that's the plan. I'm nervous because it's like I don't want to let people down, but I'm confident. I feel like I can do this. I wouldn't see why I wouldn't be able to.
What a great cause, too.
Yeah, man. So Wounded Warriors, there was a guy, where was it? I think it was in Guam. We were doing a volunteer event, and the person that kicked it off was a wounded warrior. He was a vet, and he was part of the Wounded Warrior project for the Pacific region.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked for a while, and I don't. My dad already asked me like, why Wounded Warrior? Why not the other, fundraisers? I guess. And the answer is you don't really hear about a lot of them. And I think Wounded Warrior was definitely the biggest name for me because it was the most recognizable. But now I'm made aware of like, dude, there's pages of all these, great things for veterans and active duty and families and all this stuff. So now, fast forward to next year, I'm going to have to do it I'm going to have one for everybody, man. Like, I don't want to stop and I don't want anyone to feel singled out, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there are a ton of organizations out there. Wounded Warrior Project has been around for a long time, and they've done a lot of great things. I think with playing and raising funds for an organization like the Wounded Warrior Project, it gives people confidence to make donations. So, like when you are doing this, how are you going to how do people donate? Is it going to go to you? Does it go straight? Yeah, tell me the
Yeah.
process.
So the link I have set up, it's on my Instagram at Nicky Drums with 4 S's. It's on there. It's on TikTok, same URL. It's on YouTube, same URL. There's a Wounded Warrior link that goes directly to the page that you can donate to. So the day of the stream, it'll be live on Twitch. It's gonna be live on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere that something can be streamed. I plan on streaming it and reaching out. So being a DoD employee currently, I can't accept monetary funds or gifts, anything like that. So the day of the stream, all of the donation features attached to those streams to donate to the streamer will be disabled. The only way you can give money is directly to that link to Wounded Warriors. I'm not making a dime off of this. I don't want to. I don't intend to. That's not the plan. My friends, my team is aware that they are traveling to San Diego on their own dime. No one's being paid for this. They're doing it because they want to do it. So it's not just me. I have 3 other friends that are helping me along. So I need to thank them as well for, 2 of them already bought their plane tickets, but I got to thank them for even, volunteering to volunteer.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, so let me recap this. You are going to go live on November 11th, Veterans Day, and you're going to play you're going to play the drums for 24 hours straight. And you're going to have a link on YouTube and Twitch and wherever else it's going to be. And that link is going to be a link from the Wounded Warrior Project for
Correct.
people to make donations.
Yes, sir.
So it's going to go straight to them.
Yes, sir.
Man, you've got some great shipmates. I mean, I think it's an awesome thing that you're doing. As soon as I saw your video, I knew that we had to talk to you, and I knew that we had to get the word out to see if we can't help you, exceed any of the goals that you had out there. We're going to get the word out. I know you're going to get the word out, but man, what a cool thing. I mean,
Thanks,
good
man.
on you, and good on your shipmates for being great shipmates and supporting you and just taking on this cause just head on.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm nervous, but I'm really excited because one of them I haven't seen since he was the last person I saw before I went to boot camp. He was never in the Navy, but he's been my childhood friend since I started playing the drums. So he's flying all the way from Jacksonville. My other buddy's flying from Panama City. And then the other guy, I work with him here. We're on the same ship. But yeah, I do have a great group of friends, and I have a really good support system. And I'm just if you really think about it, I'm just a little dancing monkey on stream doing something this big compared to what people in the Wounded Warrior have done for veterans or, the veterans themselves. It's like, dude, I'm just playing the drums. Like, you went to the front lines and put your life on the line for me to be able to do this.
Yeah.
So I I couldn't be thankful enough for the veterans and what they've done, what you've done, what my father's done, my grandfather. You know, I could go on and on and on, but I'm just thankful to be in this country where I'm at currently, serving nonetheless, but just the opportunity to try to give back as best as I can.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, I'm super proud of you. I'm proud to call you my shipmate. I'm excited for you. I want people to know about this thing. I want people to get energized about it and and tune in and watch. I mean,
Yeah,
so
man.
you're gonna do it on the kit you got behind you?
Yeah, so I got the Simmons kit all plugged in, ready to go.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to need a couple days of recovery and a couple days prior to prep my body. I'm on a dry, no alcohol clause for me right now. So I really cut the beer down to 0% a week to prepare for this. But I can guarantee you that day I will crack one open for the veterans here and gone in honor of them. Of course, I can't do it on stream, but I will be doing that. And I encourage people to, raise a glass to those who fought before them and continue to fight.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. The kit you have, you got the Simmons kit.
Yes, sir.
How does that feel compared to an acoustic kit? I mean, electronic drums have come so far nowadays. The response, when you're hitting them, and I grew up playing the drums. And funny enough, you're from Rochester, New York. I was born in Rochester, New York. I mean, small world.
Steve Gadd, one of them's from that area. It was either Steve Gadd or Dave Weckles from New York, I believe. I'd have to Google that.
Yeah.
One of my uncles dated their daughter's or sister, but it was one of them.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so how are you going to eat?
Yeah, so I've already been asked this question of like, how are you going to use the bathroom? How are you going to eat? So I think my plan right now, we'll call it a soft plan because it's not set in stone, but I'm going to try to split it into 2-hour increments, take like a 5-minute break, walk around, stretch, because the one thing I did notice a few days ago when I was playing for 4 hours was, man, my butt hurts. Like, I need a better chair, I need to get a better stool. I'm going to have to get up and walk around, get the blood flowing everywhere else, use the restroom, eat something. I've been reading a lot of marathoners, triathlon forums, like seeing snacks they bring with them when they're doing these, because they got the one going right now, the Moab 260 or 240, one of those. It's like a 240-mile marathon, something like that. So like I was reading stuff that those guys eat, and they're like, yeah, man, I'm just eating these Cliff gummies and salt. They're like salt pills or something to keep them going. So yeah, I'm gonna have little breaks here and there. I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate like videos of veterans or stories, something like that, in between, because I don't want the stream to just go dead for 5 minutes and then come back. But
Sure.
I'm trying to figure something out.
Well, that's what the team's for.
Yeah.
Right. Bring in some experts.
Got the experts on hand, ready to go. Yeah. I got a guy cooking for me. He was a prior chef. He's coming out. He's gonna be my guy, making me healthier foods to eat. I got another friend working the social media accounts, and then I have another friend doing the streaming and mics and webcams and stuff. So, and I don't know if they're aware of it now, but they will be, that you guys can't sleep. Like, if I'm not sleeping, you guys can't sleep, because I need someone to feed me and I need someone to work all the stuff, while I'm doing this, and just the entertainment. So
yeah,
I don't know what they'll be doing in the, in the middle of all that stuff, and I hope it doesn't interfere.
All right. So I think maybe if they have like, I don't know, crazy costumes or something, and they're just kind of running around in the background or just doing weird stuff.
Yeah. And I also I got to rent an Airbnb because I got kids here. I'm not trying to keep them up.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep my neighbors up, because I think I've definitely had my doorbell ring from my neighbor once or twice for being too loud in here. I think it was with guitars, but I know for a fact that wall is his bedroom. So I'm going to get an Airbnb. I'm going to keep it clean. a house where I can do this for 24 hours and we can be as loud as we want and not, annoy anybody
Sure.
in our immediate vicinity.
So maybe if you get, say, hey, for a $50 donation, my buddy's going to run around in a grass skirt or a jester's outfit or something crazy like that. So, I mean, throw some incentives out there to
Yeah.
get the boys in there and make
Man,
them do some crazy stuff too.
Yeah. Just got to keep it appropriate because, like I said, two of them one's prior Navy, one's in the Navy, and one's a heavy drinker. So we'll see what kind of incentives they want to throw up. I could tell you they'd definitely be down to do stunts or things to get people to donate more. I like that idea though. I'll have to pass that on.
Maybe leading up to it, you can throw some feelers out to the people, the followers and the subscribers and things like that, and just kind of get some feedback from them on what kind of crazy shenanigans should be happening while you're doing it. Are you going to be listening to music and playing along, or are you just going to freestyle 24 hours of drums?
This is all going to be covers of songs. I'm trying to, I don't know if I could find stuff without drums. I mean, that's what I did for my Instagram and stuff, but it's such a process downloading all of those songs. And then you think 24 hours worth of songs, probably like 10 albums worth, maybe more than that. It's definitely more than that of songs that I have to locate and then make sure there's no drums on them and then download them and put them into a playlist. So it might be like a full blown like Spotify or Apple Music, like playing songs from there, but it's not just going to be rock or metal. It's going to be everything, man. Like I got funk playlists, I grew up playing funk and big band stuff, jazz, country, rock, maybe some R&B stuff. It's going to be a little bit of everything to try to keep everybody entertained. And I don't know if I'm going to have it on shuffle or if it's going to be set up in a way where it's like, these are my waves of energy. I don't want to start off too strong and then be dead, or like start off really slow and have people not interested. And then, but it just tune in at any point in time. You'll see something that you recognize. I'm going to try to keep it
for the greater good of the cause.
Yeah, man.
So I took 24 hours. I just got this on my phone here. I took 24 hours, multiplied it by 60, and then I divided it by 4, right? Average song, about 4 minutes or so. And that's 360 songs. So that playlist is going to be, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be diverse.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be long.
Having played the drums myself, probably going to have to watch or think about your velocity. You know what I mean? Like when you go after some songs and you're, some big hard hitting Zeppelin type things, and you're out there just slamming and crushing and feeling it, probably going to need to think about, your approach.
Yeah, I've thought about that too. And I've, in addition to running, I purchased 2 5-pound weights. So I'll sit there and do, some wrist twists and get muscles moving and try. Because, dude, when I played, so the longest set I ever played live was about 4 hours. It was about a 4-hour set. But I was young. Like I was probably 16 or 17. Yeah. So if I was 17, I would do this all day and not be nervous about it. But, I'm 30 now, so it's a little different. But the other day when I played for 4 hours and I got up, I felt like, I was like, man, I could keep doing this. And when it hits me of like, man, 24 hours is a long time. It's always when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, so I stopped playing my drums around 5 o'clock last night. And then I did all this stuff, watched the game, went to sleep. And now I'm here. Oh man, I have to be up like that whole time. So it really sets in like, and then like today, like, oh, I woke up, went for a run, went to work, came home, I'm doing this. And it's like, dude, now I gotta do that, but play the drums all day. And it just, I keep psyching myself out. I know I'll be fine the day of because I'll be distracted with, music and everything, but it definitely makes you think and like step back and go, oh, wow, that 24 hours is a long time. Well, I know I'm capable of doing it.
And your buddies are going to have to go into the Airbnb kitchen and break out the pans and hold the pans for you.
Yeah.
And then you just start banging and clanging on those things like everybody did when they were, 2 and 3 years old.
Something.
I did anyway.
we'll figure something out. I'll have I don't know, I might bring my Taylor, and then maybe I'll bust out a couple acoustic songs. Who knows? We'll try to keep it fresh and lively and try to keep myself awake.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to tune in and check it out. And I'm excited about the cause. You know, I got a lot of good friends who are wounded warriors. One of my assignments in the Marine Corps, I was the executive officer for the Wounded Warrior Regiment. And man, I mean, anything we can do for those who just gave so much.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. I'm super stoked.
Thanks, man.
I know you're gonna do great. There's our very first episode of the VetTunes podcast. We had on Sal Gonzalez, and he is a wounded warrior. 2004, he was in Iraq, hit an IED. His lieutenant was killed. He lost a leg just below the knee, and part of his whole therapy in getting to his new normal was music. He was from East LA, and then he wound up doing a lot of his recovery in Nashville, and he would use songwriting and music as a means to kind of get through, some of the challenges. And he's actually a spokesperson for the Wounded Warrior Project. He's played the Opry twice. He's been a finalist on America's Got Talent. I mean, he's just out there killing it. And any support that we can give folks like that is just awesome. And like I said, I'm super proud of you. I'm super stoked, and I just want to try to help get the word out about what you got going on.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate it. I really do. Like this means a lot. Like I said, not only the opportunity to do it, but the fact that seeing like where people were when they got into that position, it's like you can give up or you can keep fighting and get better and try to find something to mitigate your struggles and your stress.
Yeah.
And I've always used, I haven't been through what your friend's been through, but I use music when I'm stressed, or it's a healthy outlet. I encourage my kids to use music or some sort of art when they're, feeling certain ways. You don't want to get glued to a TV or glued to your phone, because I think the world has more to offer. There's definitely more outside, electronics and social media than anything else. So
Yeah. I'm gonna try to pan over here and see if you can get it. That's a Wounded Warrior Regiment.
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was handmade by Gunnery Sergeant Gogol. And at the very bottom of it says "Etiam impugna," which is a Latin phrase for "still in the fight." So you can either give in to your injuries, or not find your new normal, or you can just freaking keep attacking life and getting after it. And that's hard to do. Even able-bodied people are having, they have some hard times doing that. And I have seen some folks just do some incredible things. And I have to think to myself, could I be that strong, and could I recover with that kind of grace and resilience, and just, bounce back and make that new normal? But to those that have, I salute you. And man, I'm just super, super excited about what you got going on, and trying to raise awareness and also some funds for those guys.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. So tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, or let's see. Yeah, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Can we talk about the House of Guitars for a minute?
Dude,
over
not
there?
Enough people talk about the House of Guitars.
Is that in Rochester or just outside of Rochester?
I think it's right outside of Titus Avenue.
House of Guitars, man. It is. It looks the hog. It looks like just a normal house, and it's 2 or 3 stories or whatever it is. But you walk in there, and there are guitars stacked on guitars, stacked on guitars. I mean, and from just a super rare collectibles to, the starter kits. I mean, they got everything. But
yeah.
I used to go in there all the time and just go in there and look around. I mean, it's part museum, part music store, and part Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Man, it's just one of the meccas out there.
If you are a musician, you need to check out the House of Guitars. Like you said, it's a museum, but it's like they have the wall in the basement with all the vinyl and CDs and stuff, and it's like any rock legend that you could think of has their name on that wall, and they wrote their name on that wall. And it's like that to me is like the coolest part about that place is like, dude, all those people came through here. And then like any day of the week when you walk in there, one of the employees will be like, the last time I went there, they're like, oh, you guys just missed the Chili Peppers. They just walked out. We're like, dude, like and then yesterday, this is, back in 2016 was the last time I was there. He's like, yeah, dude, Ozzy was just in here. I was like, dude, get out of here, man. Like Ozzy was just in here.
I'm trying to think of the last time I was in there was probably like 1992. I mean, that place has been around for a long time.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because my dad used to tell me and my brother this all the time. Like the room in the basement, they had all the shirts, like all the band shirts and stuff. And he told me, he's like, it used to just be a pile of shirts. And if you wanted like I want a White Snake shirt, the guy'd be like, yeah, 1 second, just stick his arm in there and pull out a White Snake shirt. Like he knew exactly where it was in the pile. I don't know if that's true, but it's, it's funny to think about.
Yeah.
If that actually happened, but
I think that place is just absolute. I don't know if it's organized, but there's some kind of organized chaos
that's the beauty
about
of it. That's the beauty of it.
It just
you don't know where
what
anything is. They know where everything is.
Yeah, like you walk into a Guitar Center and everything is perfect and everything is is nice and neat and laid out. This place, nope. If you want a gem, you're gonna have to dig for it. And that is the absolute beauty of it, man. I'm so glad you mentioned that. I have good memories of walking around that place.
Yeah, dude. I try to make it a point to go there anytime I'm back visiting family or something. But yeah. I brought my wife there for the first time years ago, and I was like, dude, she thought it was just a run of the mill music store, and we're walking through because the aisles are like they're made for one person to fit through there, but it's like you said, it's guitars and then stacked on guitars as high up as you can see on both sides, and it's incredible.
It's just super cool. So you gotta stop by House Guitars, and then you gotta stop by somewhere and get yourself a garbage plate.
Get the garbage plate. Go get the
That's
garbage
what you need.
plate.
I was walking around here just out Murfreesboro, just outside of Nashville, and I was walking out of a restaurant and I saw this couple walking in, and they both had T-shirts on that said "garbage plate." I'm like, "Are you from Rochester, New York?" And they're like, "Yep."
Was one of them very tall and the other one very short? That might have been my brother and his wife, because they lived out in Murfreesboro for a while, and I know he worked at what's it called? It was called Opossums. It was a bar in Murfreesboro, and they did a special like once a week, and it was like he would make a garbage plate. Like that was the special of the day. He was trying to bring the legend to Tennessee, but I don't think anyone else is really. It doesn't work anywhere else. Like it would only work in Rochester.
I bet it wouldn't work anywhere in California.
No. No.
They're way too healthy out there. But yeah, the garbage plate basically, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it starts with a bed of spaghetti.
Depends on what I've had. The hangover ones are
like
the burger
spaghetti
ones are really
and
good.
Fries and burgers and anything. It's whatever the chef, I guess, feels like throwing on it. But man, it is. I don't recommend you eat it every day, but if you happen to be up in Rochester and you stop by the House of Guitars, you're going to need to stop by somewhere and get yourself a garbage plate.
Absolutely. Just the food up there. Like all the mom and pop places, Abbott's for ice cream and Bill Gray's, all those places, man. Like the food is just, it's unique. And I feel like it only works there. Anywhere else, I don't think it would do as well, because people don't understand, like, this is a tradition up there.
Yeah.
So one of my instructors right now in this class I'm in, he lived in Rochester for a while, and he was asking me, he's like, do they still do garbage plates up there? I was like, dude, I don't think they're ever going to stop doing garbage plates up there. It's like their staple. They did I think it was the PGA. They did one of the opens at Oak Hill in Rochester a couple years ago, and they released these custom, I don't know if you're a golfer, TaylorMade released these custom bags for the Oak Hill tournament, and on the bottom it said garbage plate. Like it was like all a bunch of different like unique things about Rochester, New York, and it said garbage plate on the bottom, and I would have bought it, for that reason. And I play golf, but I didn't want to spend $1,000 on a golf bag. But just for the fact that I'd have a golf bag that says garbage plate on it.
Garbage plate on it.
Yeah.
Well, here's to the garbage plate. Here's to the House of Guitars.
Yeah.
And here's to you for what you got coming up on November 11th. So again, to recap, November 11th, 24 hours of straight drumming, and proceeds and donations go to the Wounded Warrior Project. So what time is this going to kick off? Is this you going to go midnight to midnight?
I might go. I was thinking about noon to noon, thinking about noon the day prior, and then concluding at noon on Veterans Day.
Well, I know that people will be able to check you out on all the socials. And again, that's Nicky Drums, and that's 4 S's.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good stuff. Well, Nick, thanks so much for talking with us here at VetTunes.
Absolutely.
And best of luck on the 11th. I know I'm going to be tuning in. Maybe
Thank
not
you
the whole time, but we'll be popping in here and there.
Yeah,
and,
man.
And we'll see what we can do to help you spread the word.
Sounds good. Yeah, the link is live now, so anyone can start donating now. I know there's a couple $100s in there now, but yeah, you could start donating early if you wanted to.
So is that like a is that link in like the link in bio?
Link is in my bio. Yeah, it's in my bio on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Yeah, man.
Good stuff. All right, well, keep up the great work and the drum covers you got going on. Awesome stuff. Pace yourself, hydrate, and all that kind of good stuff. So,
yes, sir.
All right, man. Good luck to you.
Thanks, man.
And we'll see you on the other side.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, brother. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
All right. VetTunes out.